This is reality. In a few years to come, Africa is a problem. The blacks in Africa will be replaced. In a few years to come, the blacks in Africa might just be evanescent or replaced. Black people will become wanderers and fugitives all around the world. The black people in India are shoved right into the forest with no social amenities, no education, no good school, no road, not even a land or property or inheritance. The black people in the Philippines are shoved right into the forest. They are called the Ayatas. The black people in India are called the cities. Some are called the Sentinel, chased right into an island. There is no offering for these people, no social amenities. In Argentina, the black people are almost disappeared. There were a lot of black people in Argentina many years ago. For thousands of years, they haven't been there. But now, these people have been exterminated and almost disappeared in Argentina. This is the reality. Most of them are not given opportunities, no education, and they are made to suffer and die. Some of them are not allowed to marry people who are white, Caucasians, or other races. In the Northern Africa, the black people is getting whitewashed. We are getting replaced, and as the year go by, they are constantly trying, even consciously trying to erase the black race. We were here before anybody, and we are left with the other part of Africa. This part of Africa, millions of Africans are running away from the African continent. We are running away from home. About 3% of South Africans have left. About 5% of Ghanaians have left home. 3% of Kenyans have left home. Ethiopians, about 5% have left home. When you look in South Africa, for example, about 3% are not original South Africans. I'm not even talking about the white people. These are immigrants from Asia. Africans are getting displaced. As the years go by, more Africans will get replaced because of poor leadership, because of a lack of organization. Look at an island like Seychelles. The Indians are taking over, the blacks are getting whitewashed. They are taking over Africa. They come here, they stay here, but we run away. They have opportunities. We don't have opportunities. Even in Cape Verde, that is a small island, when you go there, the blacks are getting whitewashed. You find the Portuguese right there. That country is getting whitewashed, and they are becoming even racist. The black skin, the Africans. Lack of infrastructure for Africans. Poor leadership is destabilizing this African continent. Africans need a visa to travel around Africa. You need a visa to get to Egypt. You need a visa to get to Tunisia. This is the problem. We are disenfranchising ourselves from ourselves. In Europe, if you have a Schengen visa, you can travel around Europe and European countries. If you have a European passport, you can travel around Europe. But in Africa, there is a division. Our colonizers have perfected this art of splitting us into tiny groups. We cannot survive that way. It keeps getting even worse for us. There is disunity. In Kenya, people from the Luya or Luo, they are not in good terms with people from Kikuyu. They are fighting each other. In Nigeria, we have the same problem. In Ghana, we have the same problem. I am not talking about a foreigner fighting a foreigner. It is the locals. We Africans are dividing Africa. We are splitting this Africa. In Uganda, we have the same problem. We keep fighting each other. We have split ourselves in a tiny fragment, in a tiny sections. How can we thrive? How can we grow? It is almost impossible for this African nation to grow with this division, with this hate, with this separation, with this segregation. It is almost impossible. It is a high time that we know that Africa is the only home for black skin. Look, in Jamaica today, the Chinese are taking over. The Europeans are taking over. In the Caribbean, the Indians are taking over. Europeans are taking over. Chinese are taking over. Anywhere the black man is being shared. Look at what they are doing to this continent. The white man is taken. Indians come to take. The Chinese, they come to take. All of these people, all they do to Africa is to take and take and take. They are not building Africa. When they come, they are not establishing any arrangement. It is a time that we know that the bad leadership, poor decision is killing us. When you keep a blind eye to the suffering people in Africa, you become an accomplice. If you are helping a criminal to get to power, you are not a good person. You become an accomplice. Do you know how many Africans are getting displaced in Africa? Africans are getting displaced in their own home. We have internally displaced persons in Africa. These are not white people. These are not Asians. These are Africans that have no home. They are in millions, millions of them. And still, we keep on supporting evil. Still, you keep on supporting criminals to power. You become an accomplice. It is not good. You have to have mercy on the poor Africans. You need to have mercy on the suffering Africans. Africans are suffering. We are getting displaced. We are losing our heritage. It is because our system is failing us. This African system is failing us. And in this African system, you are the pillar of that system. If you keep supporting the evil, we have no other home. Africa is our home, and we are losing this home.